Hello, everyone. My name is Megan DeBolt, and I'm the Relationship Manager at Elder Law of East Tennessee. We're here today to talk with our care coordinators and learn a little bit more about how we can cope and find some strategies in this new world that is COVID-19. But first, I want to make a couple quick announcements. One, Elder Law of East Tennessee is still open for business. We are working virtually to serve new and existing clients, so we're using platforms like this, also phone conferencing. If you call our main line, we certainly will be able to get you to the right person that you need. My second announcement, we are excited to be launching a new service line that we have called Fast Track Estate Planning. And under that Fast Track Estate Plan, we are working very hard to get documents to clients in less than 10 days. There's no person-to-person contact. We're doing signings by proxy, so there is no risk of exposure. You're welcome to visit our website to learn more or give us a call. But jumping back to the reason we're here today to talk to our care coordinators, we're very fortunate to have three. We have Jill Schaffner, who's the manager of our elder care coordinator. She is a licensed clinical social worker. We've got Cindy Hudson, she's a registered nurse. And we've got Kyra Clements, she is our gerontologist, looking at ways to cope with increased isolation and feelings of anxiety and exhaustion.
Yeah, so my name is Kyra Clements. I know it's really challenging right now to try to stay connected with our loved one, especially if they're in a facility. One of the things that most facilities are doing are utilizing technology, so Zoom or FaceTime. So we encourage family members to take advantage of that technology and be able to lay eyes on their loved one and communicate. And most of the facilities are being really good about that. Um, Something else that some facilities are starting to crack down on is leaving things at the door for your loved ones. So you would have to just speak to the individual facility to see if they're still allowing that. Right now, they still are allowing people to send things. So the old-fashioned cards are great. And if you want to ship them something, normally they're just setting those aside for a certain amount of time and then handing them off. Something that I always encourage my families to think about when anybody goes into a facility is the five senses and things that their loved one previously enjoyed or was previously comforted by. If you have someone who really enjoys classical music or country or gospel, even though you can't be there in person, relay that to the staff so they can start something like music therapy, because that can be a great source of comfort to somebody if they have enjoyed that in the past. Likewise, things that they may enjoy, a soft blanket or things that they like to look at, perhaps a bird feeder outside their window or pictures or magazines, a scented pillow, dietary treats within, if they are on a certain diet, just make sure that you're working within that constraint. But anything that gives them pleasure, just try to incorporate those things on a daily basis because those little things can really make a big difference in someone's quality of life. If you're a caregiver, make sure you're taking care of yourself as well. So we want to be sure and exercise, get outside, soak up some of that vitamin D, eat well. So make sure you're getting your veggies and your fruits. Hydrate. Make sure that you're getting enough adequate sleep. All of those things can help your immune system as well, and just make you feel better. Now may be a good time to take up a hobby that, if you can do it within the constraints of your home, look into yoga or meditation or putting that puzzle together. So take some time for fun time for yourself as well. So if we can just kind of keep those things in mind, I think it might help.
A review of community resources, what's available, how can we plug in, how can we help ourselves in this time.
For community resources, there are most of the grocery stores now have designated hours for seniors and those that are the high risk group, so people with pre-existing conditions that make them more susceptible to the coronavirus. Those hours are usually posted at the front of the door of the stores, or you can find the list online. Our website actually lists several of those. Um, there are several ways that you can stay connected, which Kyra actually mentioned Zoom already, but there are others like Google has Hangouts, which I used when my son was deployed. It's a wonderful way to stay connected. Um, CDC and the Tennessee Department of Health are excellent online resources to get information about the disease, um, so you can stay informed and know what the guidelines are to keep you and your family members safe. Social distancing, please, everybody. 6 feet. It's 6 feet. um, so there's also for people that have family members with dementia that have been going to support groups. They have one now that's an online support group, which it's not quite the same as being in person, but it's a decent substitution. Sorry about the dog.
It's the new world we live
Keep them home. What are you going to do? So, so that's for Alzheimer's, and there might be other disease-specific groups that have that as well. You can just call those agencies, and they will be able to help you with that. Again, our website has a nice list of options, support systems that are out there. Some places are doing home delivery for groceries, so you don't even have to go get them. Same thing with pharmacies, medications. You just need to check with yours to see if that's something that they offer. And then, of course, for us, you can reach out to us, and we are happy to answer questions or point you in the direction of what you might need.
creating a contingency plan in the event that a caregiver becomes ill. So how can we plan ahead in this unpredictable time?
Well, I think the most important thing is to not wait until that happens to start making a plan. Get in contact with other family members if that's possible, if you have someone else in your sphere who might be able to take over while you recuperate, if you are a caregiver who becomes ill. Right now, the facilities are accepting new residents and patients, but there are stricter protocols in place for admission. So it's not something that can happen even in a day, really, because some of them require a chest X-ray or to be tested and then to get that back and show that it's negative. So at least have somebody in place who can help navigate that while you're sick and recovering. So I think that's probably, and Kyra and Cindy, if you have other comments about that, please chime in. But I think that is the best way. I don't think one thing to know is if you have someone who becomes ill and the care receiver is at a level of care that would require them to be in an institution, once that person goes into the institution, you will not have access to them physically. And so that's something to keep in mind. You, like Kyra mentioned, and you'd be able to maybe have a virtual visit, but you would not be allowed to go in to that facility.
All right, ladies. Well, I appreciate your time. I think those are some good highlights and some thinking points as we continue to see things change and evolve, but some proactive measures we can take and also some resources to continue to access. So thank you, ladies, and have a good afternoon.